there, a little there. But aren't we all like that? Because we're always our own worst critics, aren't we?
Yeah, and also we're inside because it's really, it does get cold in California.
It is really cold outside. But we do have news today, and talking about our own worst critics. Well, we'll bring you some news out today. And you can wonder who would be their own worst critic. So for now, we'll bring Oldecam on for comments on the headlines of today. Oh, and yes, I'm not a spring chick. A man of stature of godlike proportions and abilities that seems to have descended from the heavens to save mankind from its sins.
Let's see, a major member of the mainstream press actually said that about our president.
What?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Obama presented a humble and conciliatory face of America to the Islamic world.
I know, which means basically, bend over and we'll kiss your backsides.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, why
he
in the
did
world?
point out that my family are Muslims, and I lived in Muslim countries for a portion of my life, and I understand you. Well, unfortunately, for thousands of years, people have understood them, and everybody that's understood them has ended up with its head on a platter.
On a platter?
Yeah.
Homes selling at record rates.
Yeah, but there is a thing that they're basically not saying. The record rates are the fact that people are dumping their homes at far under market value, and the others are foreclosures, that the banks are picking up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the record rates.
Obama is likely to scale back U.S. ambitions for troubled Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, his people have decided we cannot win the war militarily, so sending more troops, which I knew they were not going to do, is not the answer. Diplomacy is.
Well, because that's been their stance the whole time.
That's right.
I mean, did anybody really think they were going to?
No, people believed that the Democrats would send the military in somewhere. No.
Obama says the moment is ripe for Israelis and Palestinians to achieve a lasting peace.
The horrible part about it is if this man actually would believe that, because if he believes it, it's really scary.
Do you think he really believes it?
I don't think so. I think they said that Obama is a combination of a pragmatic and idealist and a philosophy, and basically they can't be trusted on any point.
Why?
Because they'll say whatever they have to say to accomplish their goals.
Oh, that's their pragmatic part?
Yeah, and so.
Republican lawmakers have been cool with the president's lobbying on the stimulus bill.
He has nothing to say that anybody wants to hear in the Republican side. And folks, you got to remember that roughly 65% of the people in this country did not vote for him as president. Mm. So you have a minority president no matter how it goes, because people don't like the Republicans and Democrats.
Rebranding global warming because it was not selling to climate change.
I love that. They said that Al Gore had raised $300 million and hired a high-power advertising agency to rebrand global warming, because they said as you're freezing your rear end off, it is hard to comprehend the fact that it is getting warmer.
How do you rebrand global warming?
Well, they're first of all, they're killing the global warming tag, and now it is climatic. And what is it? Climatic interruptions.
Oh, gosh. The law of unintended consequences.
Yeah.
Losing your job is worth it to save the planet.
Not if you're the person that loses the job. Mr. Obama and the Democratic Party cannot seem to get that through their head.
Well, another headline, 60,000 jobs lost in a single day.
Actually, it was more than that, because after this was printed, Sprint Nextel said they're cutting 8,000 jobs.
And it says the cuts by firms such as Caterpillar, GM, and Home Depot aren't likely to reverse under the stimulus plan.
And Pfizer is cutting. Pfizer, assuming like $60 billion of debt to buy another pharmaceutical company, and they're firing most of the people in the other company because they're a duplication of jobs. Yeah. So the job thing is just growing worse by the hour.
Obama's green rules to drive the last nail in the coffin of the automakers.
Yeah, I mean, you only got to have green cars, total green cars in one model year.
Now that's like an impossibility.
Well, he said that we could put men on the moon, we could do this. Yeah, but it took us years to do that. It was it was many years after John Kennedy started a program before we put a man on the moon.
Well, and even the automakers, they plan several years in advance.
Yeah, and and so we launched a man into space quickly. I was back in those days, that what happened, Walter von Braun strapped some rockets together and shot a man around the Earth.
I mean, I really don't understand this, because they give them all the money for the stimulus plan, or, the automakers, and then,
Well, no, the plan was always to force the automakers to build the cars that nobody wanted, that are too small, that no one wanted, and no one could afford.
Senate okays 4-month delay to digital TV changeover.
Which
Oh.
which alone is costing public broadcasting $22 million in extra fees. And you multiply that times 4,000 or 5,000 TV stations. I mean, it's in the billions to an economy.
It's like, it's Hollywood, Hollywood Actors Union ousts chief negotiator.
Well, yeah, simply the idea is that you don't want to strike in a down economy, and they wanted to strike in a down economy. They wanted to cripple the business to show that they were more important. I come from
It's horrible.
Okay, we'll put it this way. Shouldn't a newsman get residuals every time that his news is reran? Shouldn't a house... My father always said, my father was in the union too, I'm not getting residuals for the resale of the houses that I built. I mean, you should get the full payment for the house the next time somebody sells it, and then so much for the next 1,000 years for the product being sold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Yep.
Just approval of an Iranian bomb, but not the flat condemnation that is standard from American officials.
They said Obama is prepared to live with them having nuclear weapons because it will bring peace by allowing them to have a nuclear weapon that they can kill millions of people with. And they will.
They will.
They will fire. Okay, it basically is a God-given, okay, I'm listening to this. Last night I'm listening to the Egyptian antiquities people saying that the reason why there are so many religions look alike is because there's just one real main religion. Everybody's in offshoots.
Really?
And you basically know that if we had the opportunity to take somebody else out, in the Christian religion, we'd fire a missile. We fired a missile into Japan.
Right.
And you know that they're going to fire a missile into Israel. Israel will retaliate. The Pakistanis will retaliate. The Indians will retaliate. The Russians are going to retaliate.
Let's just say it's the end of the world as we
probably
know it.
The only people that will be left standing when it's done will be the United States and China because we're too far away from wherever the bombs are going to be flying.
How far can they shoot them?
They're going to be low range, 1,000 miles maybe.
Oh, maybe that's why they don't care.
Yeah.
They just let them all kill themselves.
Yeah, but see, what they do there eventually dumps over on us.
I know, because the air does move.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's right.
air currents. 17 million households with HD TV sets aren't viewing HD programming.
Because there isn't any HD programming available for them to watch. It's too expensive to make. I mean, okay, our HD cameras, we've got multiple ones, eat light. I mean, I pointed out last night to the people at this CES that one of the problems they have in innovations were a lot of high-def cameras and wrong lighting for the equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. Indonesian Muslims banned from practicing yoga.
It has nothing to do with their
What
religion.
in the... Yeah, but why can they practice
Because it
yoga?
has nothing to do with their religion. Muslim religion is a very strict religion.
Yeah, but they can ban them from running and exercising?
That's right. They can run you. This is why President Obama basically has no chance whatsoever because in the Muslim religion, the fundamentalists do not want you doing anything that they say isn't in the Quran.
Yeah, they do lots of things that aren't in the
No,
Quran.
but they interpret the Quran.
Oh. Well, I'm sure basketball's not in there. House Judiciary Chairman subpoenas Karl Rove. Let the trials begin.
I mean, everybody knew that they were going to retaliate. I mean, Obama has nothing to say. We got a thing about the presidential powers. We're going to do that in a little while to show you exactly. The president is nothing more than a figurehead. Period.
A Monty Populism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
The difference between the Democratic Party and Republican Party is that Both will throw drowning business a rope. The only problem is the Democrats always has an anchor on the end of it.